Peace family, what's good? Razor right here, Ghost City Razor, aka President, aka Double OG. Um, Today in this particular session, what I want to talk about is um black men, what we doing to our women out there. Probably not just our women, probably all women, but I always speak towards the black community because that's where I feel like I have the most experience and I offer maybe the best opinion. If you want to put it together with your opinion and come up with something, uh, I want to talk about how we treating our women and the way it's affecting the culture, right? Because I'm all about trying to fix the black culture because I believe if we fix the black culture, we fix black relationships, fix black relationships, we fix black children, we fix our future, right? It's extremely simple, right? So I recently was speaking with someone. I'm gonna say a coworker. Like no fishy business, no cheating or like sneaky link, none of that. Like honestly, I'm gonna use coworker, right? And we were speaking, and relationships came up, like men and women and different things. And I was explaining how men cheat and how men could love more than one person equally and different things like how men are wired. And when men try to explain that to women, it always come off like an excuse or a lie, but it's actually honest. The way we are created, we can love more than one person. Um, how I feel about that, that's irrelevant. That's not really the point I'm trying to make right here. I don't think a man should have more than one person and not be honest about it. I mean, I believe you should be honest about it. You might lose the person you're dealing with, or you might not be able to deal with the person that you want to. But the least thing you could do is be honest. At least she'll have some respect and let her make the decision if she want to be in that type of relationship. But if you got to sneak and do it, it is what it is. This is life. I'm not really trying to judge. Life is just life, right? So now me and this woman had the conversation about relationships, and we were just talking. She was telling me her angle, I was telling her my angle, and she said that all men cheat. No, first I said I was explaining how I was a womanizer and I didn't respect women. Mainly the way I came up, the people I related to, they had women. They was like fresh. They got money. They had cars. When women was on them, they usually had more than one woman. I never seen my dad with more than one woman. I never seen my dad curse, smoke, anything. He was a good example. I seen my mom in a few relationships, not many. Yet I couldn't really relate to my dad. Once I was in the streets, my dad really wasn't a street dude. He's extremely bright, good man. I just couldn't relate to him. That's why I really didn't follow his path or his advice, for that matter. And so I was explaining to her like I thought honestly I thought all men cheat too. Like I was at a big age before I realized men don't cheat. First I think I was like in my 30s, right? I met this man. He was a square. I worked in New York. I snuck in this company before. I think I explained that in some earlier sessions, right? And he didn't cheat, and I was like, you don't cheat? And I was like, why not? Like for me, it was foreign. I thought all men supposed to cheat. So he was like, basically, it caused too much confusion, and it's easy to just be with one woman. I at the time, just turned 30. I'm like, whatever. He corny. He a square. Then I met when I was coaching some kids out here in Maryland. I I met another guy that said he didn't cheat. He was still a square, but he was a cooler square, right? When I say square, I don't mean no disrespect to people that just work and never from the streets. It's just what we say. Please don't be offended by it. If somebody that never been in trouble watch this, there's nothing wrong with it. I apologize. I'm actually a square now, and I'm proud of it. So so that was two that I met in my life. Then while I was doing my time down here, I met a guy, right? He was getting money, had himself together. he was like still married. He was like probably one of the smartest and sharpest dudes I met. That's why we still tight to this day. He was different. We actually got cool talking about our children and coaching our children and just raising kids. A lot of time in prison, those conversations come, but they be quick conversations. Man, him used to have deep, in-depth conversations, and we used to remember things about our children. That's so we got tight. He didn't cheat. Mind you, he was cool already. He didn't have to say he didn't cheat to be cool. So I know he wasn't lying about it. And he's stand on that to this day. So I finally met a man that I consider not a square tell me he didn't cheat. And he was cool and he didn't have to lie, like I said. So I was like, wow, all men don't cheat. Now, the overwhelming majority cheat. Okay, it's definitely in the younger years. I can't speak for guys that's older. I can just speak for my generation and people that's younger than me. I can't speak for what's older than me, right? So now under the knowledge of that, I'm like, wow, all men don't cheat. So I was explaining to her what I just explained to you. But she actually believed all men cheat prior to me saying that. And I was like, wow, a woman believed that. Now, for me to believe it as a man, that's one thing. But for a woman to believe it, I feel like that's in a sense, and she wasn't happy she believed it. In a sense, I was like, it was something, it almost made me think she gave up on love. If a woman gives up on love, my opinion, what else do you have? That's what make you special, the love. Love is what make a woman so much special. The way they deliver love, receive love, and spread it, for lack of better words. Like, love is what make women so special. So when a woman stop believing in love, that's extremely problematic, to say the least. And we were just talking, and then she didn't cry, but I could see her breaking, and I just was like, wow, this is a strong woman, and a man did this to her. Now, I'm not trying to be holier than thou. I heard plenty of people, and I always try to apologize and make amends. Some people forgive me, most people don't, because I was terrible. Yet what we doing to our women is terrible, man. We have to take accountability for this. What we doing to our women is absolutely terrible. It's absolutely terrible. Because I actually felt bad for her. And now that I'm a little mature, I'm more empathetic. I pay attention so much more because of my mental health studies and different things, because I work in the mental health field. So now I learn how to listen and pay attention to different things and just care. And it really touched me how hurt she was. And I thought about myself and the people that I hurt. I'm saying that to say we have to be careful with what we doing to our women. And I'm going to tell you how it backfires on us, right? So we hurt a woman, right? She will be hurt. She might have a friend in a relationship, right? Her friend may confide in her. She is going to give advice to her friend based on her experiences and where she is at in the moment, right? Now, you would think, oh, it's just a friend giving another friend advice. Yet, this advice, if it's not the proper advice, if it's not positive or encouraging, this advice could seep into another relationship or marriage and start to create cracks and divisions in that relationship, which can contribute to broken homes, divorce rate, and different things of that nature. So to bring things full circle, us damaging our women by our selfish and womanizing behaviors are actually planting negative seeds in these women's minds, and they're spreading it to the other women, right? And I always tell women, when you get advice from a woman, before you get advice, I don't like to kill the messenger. Yet you want to know where she at in life. I personally believe, I'm not saying it's a fact, I think a woman will give advice based on where she is at in her relationship at the moment. If she's in a healthy relationship, she may give you advice on being patient, do this for them, men like this, if you do this. She might give advice, like, I would say, more towards cultivating a relationship or maintaining a relationship or building a relationship. But if she's hurt and damaged, I think her advice would be, you don't need that. You don't need him. You could do it yourself. It's men out. You know, you get that advice where as though telling a woman to be more independent, if anything, and you could find a better man. And we know finding a better man, and not even just the black culture. It's I think it's just everywhere. I mean, I know it's in the white culture. I really don't know about the Latin culture and different things. I know with black Americans and white Americans, it's more women than men, right? So if you have a relationship, I think you should always try to make it work, especially if you're number one. I always tell people try to be number one first, and then work on being the only one. I know it's cold hearted, yet when I'm uh working with a woman in their relationship and try to help her build their relationship, I don't deal with right and wrong. I deal with the bottom line. If you have a relationship and you want it to work, we're gonna get together and make your relationship work. I don't care who's right or who's wrong, right? I care about results when it comes to relationship because in relationships, sometimes you might have to compromise some ground you want to stand on for the result that you want. You might have to put up with something to get a result. That's life. I'm sorry. Especially dealing with men, we mature differently. I use that for another topic. I guess the moral of this video, or the point I was trying to make in this video, is we have to be more careful with our women. That's our greatest resource, especially if we trying to nation build black people. Now, I don't mean nation build to go against America. I mean just to be black people to build a nation. Black Americans, FBA's Foundational Black Americans. I love that title. We have to treasure our women. No one else will. We have to treasure our women. I know it's tough at times, but as men, if we being responsible, thoughtful, caring, and protectors, our women will start to respect us. And one thing I noticed, black men, we are respecting each other. I just made a post about that on Instagram. We are starting to respect each other, black men, and encourage each other, which is good. And I think in the long term, it's going to affect our women and our family. So let's protect our women. All right, peace.